Would you all please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Morning, everyone. I'd like to welcome you all to our final meeting for the year, our Commissioners Board meeting for December 27th. The public may listen in on the Zoom system. The phone number, meeting ID, and passcode are on our website and also available on our agenda. First order of business, Chief, look at the Dietrich, were there any executive sessions?
There were none held.
Okay. Next up is public comment. Anyone like to give public comment today? Morning, Ms. Dunkel. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year.
Merry Christmas. Jeff Dunkel, Palo Alto. Just want to start off, no executive sessions, but George is banned from the courthouse, so I'm confused on how that worked out. Also, thank you to, hopefully, just go through with the vote today for the 911 center, giving those men and women the increase they deserve. It's a step in the right direction. Hopefully we can get onto the sheriff's office and keep going right down the list now and give these people what they deserve. But I want to go back to the issue with George, and I guess we're going to refer to as Jane Doe 5 now. I'm just assuming. Back on July 10th, I witnessed numerous violations of the consent decree, mainly Exhibit 1. On July 14th, I reported it to county officials with documents and proof, and also the Department of Justice. I followed up with in August and said they were investigating it. Later on, the county then admits, in public, on record, and in the media, that they were aware that Mr. Halcovage, I shouldn't even call him Mr. because he doesn't deserve that title, he violated the consent decree 69 times from July to July. And you were well aware of that, Boots, and you allowed him to sit here. You were asked numerous times to have him expelled from the courthouse, work from home, and not come to meetings. And you still allowed him to come in. That's what they call an accomplice. According to Webster's, it's a person that helps another commit a crime. That's what you did. Jane Doe 5 was victimized by Halcovage. At this point, he becomes a serial assaulter. The other 4 Jane Does, it's not hearsay anymore, that his claim or a ploy or a plot to get him, or they were concocting a story. This is his character. This is who he is. He can lead the choir all he wants at a 4 o'clock mass at St. Pat's. It's not gonna, the Jane Does aren't going away. The lawsuits aren't going away. That's the type of creep that he is. So thankfully he's not here today, and he's done, and hopefully not ever coming back. But now, we have another lawsuit that the county has to face. And it falls on you for allowing him even in here. So I hope they come back after you. I hope they sue you personally. And I hope they take your bio-solid infested farm off of you for allowing this to happen and for another victim to be victimized by him. Apparently on July 10th, of what I explained to everybody in my complaint, that was the victim and the vehicle that was here, along with Mr. Halcovage, after hours. And you guys allow this to happen. Why is there no criminal charges this time? Is it still being investigated? How come there's no public statement from you? I'd like to know what your thoughts are on this and his behavior.
That's your 3 minutes.
Thank you for your time.
Morning.
My name is Laura Kozanowski. I live in the city of Pottsville. The reality in the United States right now is that the average person is paying between 40 and 60% of their income in taxes in one form or another. We are basically being taxed to death or taxed into bankruptcy. In this past year, I filed a number of right-to-know requests in the city of Pottsville because I'm stunned by the physical looking condition of the city where you have backs of buildings falling down. People are coming into Pottsville and apparently paying $1.40 to park their cars in the city. I find that to be an exorbitant amount of money, but yet we're told that these budgets are being balanced. The question is, how are they being balanced? If you've lost half of your police force, you're really redirecting money that you would have paid your police force into balancing the budget. The problem is what happens with the crime rate. If you recall, 3 years ago, when the pandemic hit, I requested that you do Zoom meetings to begin to get the county able to support itself with food. So here we are now, we have a worldwide problem going on where we don't have, where the supply chain was stifled, but now it's totally broken. The ships are having to go around South America. The Panama Canal is drying up because of droughts. We have problems all over the place, and not a dag-nabbit thing has been put in place. Isn't that lovely? This is what we call leadership. I don't find it to be leadership because we're in great big trouble, and it is not going to get better. So I would hope that at some point we get some leadership, and I'm distressed to hear that possibly you were in cahoots with allowing a crime to happen in this building through failure to act in a reasonable way to protect the people. I mean, here we have the City Hall of the City of Pottsville in lockdown, where you have to be escorted from one room to another and kicked out of the building in order to do business in that building. And here we have this building where the people who are supposedly running things can get into altercations with employees, physical altercations. Wow. I mean, who's in charge here? The word governor was originally related to the ship. The job of the governor was to make sure that the ship did not tip over. See, you know, this man took an oath of office to comply with the Constitution.
Laura, the rules are, they have not changed all year, 3 minutes or
And
3.
so we.
Laura, you're going on about a city issue, okay?
Now, this is also a county issue. The
Laura,
this is the
Sheriff,
city-
would you please escort this lady away from the podium?
I'm leaving, thank you.
Laura.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Who else would like to give public comment? George, good morning.
Good morning.
George Halcovage, Palo Alto. I just want to make a comment, and I hope this coming year is going to be a lot better than last year. We see that things aren't getting better, they're getting worse. I don't care what the government says, that inflation is straightening out. I don't know what world they live in. If I made $100,000 to $200,000, I guess I'd be satisfied. But like Laura mentioned, most of the people don't make that much money. They have to pay taxes. I don't mind paying my fair share of taxes, but this is getting ridiculous. And they're just chasing people out of their homes. People that worked their whole life, and now they're losing their homes because of greed, because rich want to stay rich, and they don't want the poor to have anything. This is ridiculous. This is absolutely ridiculous. Just again about the police force, that's a crime. That's a crime. We should have better situations for our police force, so they can hire people that want to work here, that want to survive. And I just hope and pray that things change this coming year. Mr. Padora, I hope he's gonna have his campaign promises filled the way they should be filled. Not promises and then back off of them after he's elected. I hope and pray that this doesn't happen, but I guess we better get ready, because it's only gonna get worse. So let's just think of these poor people that worked their whole lives and the veterans that put their lives on the line for us and start caring about them rather than these selfish politicians. Thank you.
You also get public comment? Morning, Greg.
Mark. Greg Wolf, School of So I missed the last few meetings. And of course, before those meetings, we got the agenda like normal. And 2 weeks ago, we appropriated additional funds, new funds for $375,000. We weren't told what that was before the meeting. Wasn't really put in the agenda what it was. We aren't given the budget appropriation resolutions. So this week, we have another budget appropriation resolution. What's it for? 2023-20. It's for $30,000. What's it for? Anyone gonna tell us? Or are we gonna have to wait until after the public comment so we can actually comment on what we're spending taxpayer money on? No? I didn't think so. So we're also moving money around, 26,000-ish around. Again, yes, it's money that's already budgeted for, but you're moving money around to spend on something else, and you won't tell us why. It's very simple. I understand it hasn't been done that way, because that is how something dies, by continuing to do something the way it's always been done, because that's the answer. It's always been done that way. It's very simple to just tell the taxpayer why you're moving money around, what you're not spending on, what you are spending on now. Same with the budget resolution, those budget appropriation resolutions. You're up to number 20 for the year. I haven't seen a single one, and the only way I know what it's for is after the public comment section. So I can't even comment on what you're spending taxpayer dollars on. It is ridiculous. Thank you.
And also get public comment? If not, move on to our agenda. Excuse me. Next up is approval of minutes. I need a motion to approve the Commissioners' meeting of December 13th, and also a motion to approve the meeting, the work session of December 20th.
So,
A second, on the question, roll call?
Commissioner Heatherington,
Yes.
Commissioner Halcovage, Commissioner Hess.
yes.
And under children and youth, there are 7 items here. 6 are agreements, which were presented last week. I'll briefly state who the agreement is with. The first one was with Delaware County Emergency Youth Academy of Chester, PA. The second one with Pinky's Vineyard of Faith Ministries, Red Lion, Pennsylvania. Third one is Children's Home of Pittsburgh, PA. The fourth one, Diversified Treatment Alternatives in Milton, PA. The fifth one concerns Fleetwood, PA. And the sixth one, the Clock Tower School in Mills, PA. All these agreements begin July 1st, 2023 and end June 30th, 2024. And their per diems and rates were presented last week. In addition, there's an addendum to the agreement with CORE Youth and Family Services of Reading, PA. This, once again, the rates and the agreements details were presented last week. Is there a motion to approve these 7 items?
So moved.
Second, on the question, roll call?
Commissioner Heatherington,
Yes.
Commissioner Halcovage, Commissioner Hess.
Yes.
Okay, under tax assessment, approve a 4-year contract with Resource Technologies Corporation from January 1st, 2024 through April 30th, 2024. The contract provides continued technical services to the governing software system used by the county to manage the tax parcel information on every property. The total monthly cost is $9,000 with $3,000 for maintenance and $6,000 technical support. Total contract is $36,000. There's also a request for approval for a 2-year contract with Resource Technologies Corporation from January 1st, 2024 through December 31st, 2025. The contract provides for the mineral valuation mapping system update dating concerning mining and minerals reserve property. 2-year total contract is $48,000. The monthly fee is $2,000. Is there a motion, please, to request?
A 4-month contract, not a 4-year contract.
4-month.
Excuse me, well, thank you for a 4-month contract, excuse me.
So moved.
Second, on the question, roll call?
Commissioner Heatherington,
Yes.
Commissioner Halcovage, Commissioner Hess.
Yes.
Under grant writers, agenda item 6, approval of change order number 1 for $10,510.42 to a contract with High Construction Company Incorporated for an ADA, American Disability Act curb project in Orangeburg. This change order will increase the contract from $85,186.20 to $95,696.42. This is due to a change in the contract quantities required to complete the ADA accessibility requirements. I might note that Mr. Zimmerman woke up today and said that this is a contingent upon the DCD approval, which is pending right now. The second item for grant writers approved change order number 1 of $1,433.22 to a contract with Ronnie C. Fulton Paving Incorporated for a Butler Township Road Rehabilitation Project. This change order will increase the contract from $26,280 to $27,713.22 and is due to a change in the contract quantities to complete the project. Next, approval to award contract in the amount of Approval to award a contract amount of $12,444 to Daniel J. Farber for demolition project at 37 Mock Jump Street, Tamaqua. Approval to award a contract in the amount of $36,500 for cash contracting for a demolition project at 26 South Front Street, St. Clair. Approval to award a contract in the amount of $21,635 to AMC Enterprises for a CDBG demolition project at 146 North Nickel Street, St. Clair. Approval to award a contract amount of $19,454 to Northeast Industry Service for a demolition project at 119 Parkway in Schuylkill County. Approval to award a contract in the amount of $24,695 to Affordable Construction Demolition for a demolition project at 520, 522, and 524 Railroad Street, Monte City. Is there a motion of these 7 requests?
So moved.
Second, on the question, roll call?
Commissioner Heatherington?
Yes.
Commissioner Halcovage? Commissioner Hess?
Yes.
On the behalf of the Solicitor's Office, requesting the Board of Commissioners consent to and approve and authorize the execution of a settlement stipulation in connection with settlement of an assessment appeal initiated by the taxpayer and approved by the Pine Grove Township and Pine Grove Area School District in the matter of LRZ Ltd. versus Schuylkill County Board of Assessment Appeals. Court of Common Pleas, Schuylkill County, number S-1999-2-2023 regarding 475 Studenberg Road, Pine Grove, tax parcel number 21-09-0161.002. Is there a motion for that request?
So moved.
Second, on the question, roll call?
Commissioner Heatherington?
Yes.
Commissioner Halcovage? Commissioner Hess?
Yes.
Okay, item number 8, Treasurer's Office. Is there a motion to approve Treasury Report by Lindsay Act that was presented last week at a work session? The report is for the month of November 2023.
So moved.
Second, on the question, roll call?
Commissioner Heatherington?
Yes.
Commissioner Halcovage? Commissioner Hess?
Yes.
Okay, next up, Tony, Human Resources. Tony, you got a big list today.
Yes.
You're busy, Tony.
To start off, in 911 Communications, the promotion of Adam Burke to TC Senior Level 1, the hourly rate 21.63, effective 1/1/24 from telecommunicator level 4. And the promotion of Michael Wall to TC Senior Level 1 at the rate of 21.63, effective 1/1/24, also from a TC Level 4. And then the promotion of Tanya Ebling to a TC Senior Level 2, the rate is 23.1750, effective 1/1/24 from a TC Senior Level 1. And the promotion of Angela Kane to a TC Senior Level 2, the rate is 23.1750, effective 1/1/24 from a TC Senior Level 1. All appointments pending drug test and physical are appropriate. All actions involving salary or for positions being created are pending salary board approval.
Okay, we have 4 promotions for the 911 Communications Center. First, we have Adam Burke and Michael Wall to become TC Senior Level 1 communicators. The hourly rate is 21.63 for both individuals. Effective date is January 1st, 2024. And we have 2 promotions here. These are for Tanya Ebling and Angela Kane, becoming TC Senior Level 2 communicators. And the hourly rate will be 23.1750 for both individuals. And once again, starting date is 1/1/24 for both. Is there a motion to approve these requests?
So moved.
Second, on the question, roll call?
Commissioner Heatherington?
Yes.
Commissioner Halcovage? Commissioner Hess?
Yes.
I might take a brief break here and mention that there'll be additional 24 things presented during the salary board. And this is a lot of work and a lot of involvement, a lot of thought. The goal was here was to get an attractive starting salary for our telecommunicators. The people that were hired most recently will already receive automatic raises. And this complicated situation is once you raise that starting rate, it throws everything else out of bounds. So I want to commend Paul Dottie and also Al Marshall, Mr. Bender, Scott Prater, and Mr. Hess. This wasn't an easy task with a lot of things interwoven. And our intent was to get a much better starting salary, but at the same time not hurt anybody else who's been here several years and having a less salary. So like I say, we've been chastised and criticized for weeks about not getting this done, but it was not an easy fix. Okay, so I want to commend everybody involved, and I'm glad and proud that we have a starting salary that's comparable to neighboring counties. And Mr. Kearns also, Tony, if I'm wrong, help me out here, you're working on a promotional program to make 911 look attractive, so.
Indeed.
So, thanks to everyone involved, and I'm glad we got it across the finish line. I think that, and nothing else for you, Tony, right?
Informational.
Information, that's right, some informational stuff.
Yes, sir. In domestic relations, the resignation of Charles Stetler as Case Officer 1 effective 12/21/23. In the Clerk of Courts, we have the resignation of Krista D. Cashmero as First Deputy effective 1/1/24 due to her election as Clerk of Courts. The promotion of Stacy Stoppy to First Deputy effective 1/1/24 from Second Deputy. And the promotion of Heather Stetler to Second Deputy effective 1/1/24 coming from Clerk 3. Also, the resignation of Christine Hallman in the Clerk of Courts as the Solicitor effective 12/31/23. And the transfer in Clerk of Courts of Maria Casey to Solicitor effective 1/1/24.
Thank you. I see Krista joined us. I want to say congratulations, Krista, on becoming our new Clerk of Courts, so looking forward to working with you, my dear, okay? Let me get back to my agenda here. Sure. Next is up is Paul Buber, our financial office.
Commissioners, good morning. This morning I have 4 budget adjustments and 1 supplemental budget appropriation resolution I'd like to present. In connection with the budget adjustments, we're transferring budgetary authority between line items within the respective departmental budget. We are not increasing overall spending, and each budget adjustment has an explanation on the bottom. First one I'd like to present is on behalf of District Justice Courts for $85. Next is on behalf of Recorder of Deeds for $720. Next is on behalf of Parks and Recreation for $947. And next is on behalf of 911 Communications for $25,774. Commissioners, the purpose of this budget adjustment is to pay for additional overtime that was incurred in connection with the staffing shortages that are occurring at 911. As we know, they are required to provide a 24/7 service. So in order to provide those required coverages, overtime was incurred. Next, I'd like to present a supplemental budget appropriation resolution 2023-20 on behalf of the Office of Senior Services for a total dollar amount of $30,000. Commissioners, what this resolution represents, OSS received additional funding from the Schuylkill Elder Abuse Prevention Program, so we're adjusting the appropriate revenue and expenditure line items so the services can be provided to eligible applicants.
Thank you, Paul. Any questions for Paul? If not, see, we have a 4 budget adjustments. This is our still for 2023. The first amount is for District Courts, total $85. The second for Recorder of Deeds for $720. The third for Parks and Recreation for $947. And for 911 Communications, $25,774. In addition, there's a supplemental budget appropriation resolution 2023-20 for $30,000. This is additional funding that will go to senior services. This will provide additional money for food, utilities, and emergency housing. So this additional money that we'll receive through a grant. Is there a motion to approve these 4 adjustments plus the resolution?
So moved.
Second, on the question, roll call?
Commissioner Heatherington?
Yes.
Commissioner Halcovage? Commissioner Hess?
Yes.
Next up is new business under agenda item 11. On behalf of 911 Communications, approve to enter into a addendum to the lease with Dell Financial Services, co-stars number 003-299, lease number 001-8993785-005, and contract number 2020-11. The term is December 1st, 2023 to November 30th, 2024. The payment will be $759.58 per month. Is there a motion for that?
So moved.
Second, on the question, roll call?
Commissioner Heatherington?
Yes.
Commissioner Halcovage, Commissioner Hess?
Yes.
Behalf of Human Resources Office, approval of a side agreement with the AFSCME District Council 89, Local 1512, to increase starting salaries for new telecommunicators, increase the salary for current telecommunicators below the new starting salaries to the new starting salary, and increase salaries of the remaining current employees by 4%. Is there a motion for this?
So moved.
Second, on the question, roll call.
Commissioner Heatherington?
Yes.
Commissioner Halcovage, Commissioner Hess?
Yes.
On behalf of the Office of Senior Services, approve the contract with Benefits Data Trust Authority for PAMEDI, which is Medicare Education Decision Insight, to assist in processing applications for a variety of programs, including SNAP, PACE, PACENet, LIHEP, and property tax rent rebates. The contract cap is $47,342 for the term, September 1st, 2023 to August 31st, 2024. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Second, on the question, roll call?
Commissioner Heatherington?
Yes.
Commissioner Halcovage, Commissioner Hess?
Yes.
On behalf of Children and Youth, approval of addendum to the agreement with Justice Works Youth Care in Pittsburgh, PA, dated August 4th, 2022. This addendum incorporates a change of rate effective November 1st, 2023 as follows. Diversity Solutions at $82.19 per hour. This rate adjustment was inadvertently omitted from the addendum dated November 22nd, 2023, which made similar adjustments to all other fees for services rates in the contract, which was a 3.8% increase for all services. Is there a motion for that request?
So moved.
On the second, on the question, roll call.
Commissioner Heatherington?
Yes.
Commissioner Halcovage, Commissioner Hess?
Yes.
On behalf of Drug and Alcohol, we have 4 requests. Approval agreement with Sioux Culture, Pottsville, for a period of November 1st, 2023 through June 30th, 2025. To provide Schuylkill County Drug and Alcohol clients with transportation coming out of the rehab facility to and from their outpatient treatment appointments at a rate of $47.37 per one-way trip under Blue Sky Rides Transportation. In addition, approval of a contract with Lehigh Valley Health Network Counseling Center, St. Clair, Pennsylvania, for the period January 1st, 2024 to June 30th, 2024. Provide in-depth program for high school students via 8 groups with 4 sessions per group at a contract cap of $3,093. Also, approval of a contract addendum to Pyramid Healthcare Incorporated to increase the total contract cap from $450,000 to $590,500 for fiscal year 2023 to 2024 and fiscal year 2024 and 2025. And finally, approve the contract addendum to the Community Prevention Partnership of Berks County doing business as Schuylkill County Nurse Family Partnership to increase the contract cap from 2023-2024 from $303,563 to $577,204. Is there a motion for these 4 requests?
So moved.
On question, roll call?
Commissioner Heatherington?
Yes.
Commissioner Halcovage, Commissioner Hess?
Yes.
And I want to, before we adjourn, I want to make note that our reorganization will be held Tuesday, January 2nd at 10 a.m. The next work session will take place on January 3rd at 10 a.m. And before we ask for adjournment, I'd just like to make a little bit of a public statement. It's basically my farewell as Chairman of the Board of Commissioners. I thoroughly enjoyed serving as Schuylkill County Commissioner since April of 2020. I was initially appointed Commissioner to fill a term of the late great Frank Stoudemire. 6 weeks later, I was responded to a huge void of leadership and became Chairman of the Board. I'm proud of the accomplishments that Commissioner Hess and I have been able to get across the finish line in the last 3.5 years, while at the same time face some very huge challenges. I believe our greatest accomplishment was the addition of the 911 West End Tower, firefighters, ambulances, and police who were plagued by years of communication dead zones cannot communicate. Public safety has always been a Commissioner's #1 responsibility. It was a pleasure to work with Commissioner Hess. He is a dedicated, thoughtful public servant, starting out as Schuylkill Haven's mayor, continuing to serve Schuylkill County well for the past 12 years. I'd like to recognize our County Administrator Gary Bender for his leadership, his expertise, and support over the past 3 years. I consider him invaluable. Excuse me. Mr. Bender's team includes Financial Director Paul Buber, our Engineer Lisa Mayhall, Chief Assessor Ken Hatter, Acting Tax Plan Director Deb Dash, Human Resource Director Tony Kern, Election Bureau Director Al Gagoski, and recently retired MIS Director Sam Nestor. These outstanding leaders, along with their staff members, do an amazing job keeping this huge vessel known as Schuylkill County afloat and on its course every single day. I'd like to recognize our solicitor's office, both current, Paul, thank you so much for your help, and also past members. I reach out to them on a daily basis for guidance on a whole host of challenging and complicated issues that have arisen and still arising right now. I also want to share my gratitude to our officers, including our district attorney and sheriff. The officers in particular have completed projects over the past 3 years that have saving money for our county taxpayers and making our county government operate more efficiently. They truly do more with less, and I thank them all. I converse with the treasurer and controller on a daily basis. I'd also like to recognize the help and support of my chief clerk, Linda Diedrich, and her support team of Mary Beth and Connie. They keep me on track, on time, and I appreciate their help. Last but certainly not least, I need to recognize my loving wife, Robin, who is my rock, our 3 daughters and our 3 son-in-laws, who have all stood behind me and held me up at some very difficult times. Once again, thank you to everyone who has helped me along this journey as a chairman of the Board of Commissioners. I thank you all. Mr. Hess, you have anything?
Nothing, just as we move forward, definitely in these next upcoming years, in this term, we have a lot of challenges that we need to work through and together. And again, I'm always one saying that we need to work together in a unison, and not just as this board, but as citizens of Schuylkill County. There's a lot of things that we have to adjust and to do that's gonna make it better for the citizens of this county. And that's when, 12 years ago, when I was first elected, is something that I always wanted to do, try to work from wherever side I was on to make sure the decisions and the votes that I take, that it was good for every citizen of Schuylkill County. I will continue to do that. And again, we've seen some struggles, especially in the pays and so forth, which we are working on. I know you would like to see that turnover in a day and a night. Sometimes that's one thing when people ask me about government and being in business, that government takes a little bit more time than what business can. And believe me, we are working behind the scenes, and I'll continue to push to make sure the agenda is good for all the citizens and so forth. So again, I appreciate your confidence and support. I've always said, people come up to me, say you're doing a good job. I thank them, and I also tell them in retweet, if you don't think I'm doing a good job, you need to tell me also. That's the only way we can fix things. And again, hopefully in 24 and moving forward, that the theme is working together. And working together in these challenging times, we can make some good things happen in Schuylkill County, because we have good people, good businesses, and so forth, to make a great living here in this county. So, thank you.
Mr. Hess, it's a pleasure working these last 3 years. I'm looking forward to working with you, Commissioner Padora, starting January. So I think our best days are ahead of us. So, is there a motion for adjournment?
So moved.
Thank you. Moving on to salary.